obviously, with the information coming out today about the new investor and that the other building that's across the street that's on Fulton, Frantz, right?
Sorry.
Franz?
Oh, well, we're aware that
Right.
the ABC property has
That's what I
sold
mean.
from commercial development. Yeah, from Hendricks Commercial Development. Yeah.
Okay. With it being so close to where River Life is and his involvement, was there any communication with the other property to forewarn them, I guess, about any dangers of investing with this guy or the company?
No, I don't. There's no. I'm not aware of anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and the city doesn't know what the plans will be for the future of the current ABC site. We are working with with ABC about relocating to a new location, but we've been working on that for a while, and that's we look forward to that and seeing how that might come together. But it doesn't affect the River Life Villages project at all. Yeah.
What was the update that you gave us up there? Can you just
Just that they obviously they're kind of getting on the ground at the site right now. There's been some limited work going on. They have their state, they're working to get their state plans amended with the new scope of the building, and they hope to be working as soon as possible. So the pipeline for state plan approval has been backed up across the state for the last couple months. So they're working on that, and I know they're anxious to get aspects of that moving as fast as possible before the weather degrades.
Sure. It is with it moving forward. Is it to be understood then that maybe the city is taking care of any construction liens that were against it prior, the $2 million plus, or do you know anything?
Oh yeah, no, the city settled with all the lien holders on the property. I think it's been kind of fairly well documented in the record, but the city played a role in settling with the lien holders to allow the new developer to restart the project, and at no additional incentive than was originally approved for the project. So our goal has always been to move the project forward. We were always helping the project, right? Always participating, as any city would. It's a big project, involves a big redevelopment that is important for the city as a whole, and so we're glad to move it forward with no additional incentives in that settlement process.
And last question, I'll let Liz get to hers. Yeah. What is there a timeline now moving forward?
I know they're anxious. They're anxious to get as much done as they can. Obviously before the weather degrades, and they are working as hard as they can to reach that. We have weekly calls with their construction team and our engineers. Kind of going over all the details, making sure that everything is kind of progressing. And we're anxious to see that. Tomorrow we dedicate the River Life Park at 10 a.m. Down on the area there. So we're excited to see kind of that chapter completed, and and in the next couple months we'll be RFPing properties north of Bridge Street, obviously, with the potential. Kind of relocation of Wausau Chemical in the next couple months. That was also discussed tonight, and the demolition of Great Lakes Cheese, which is the former Great Lakes Cheese, which is ongoing. Sure. So yeah,
okay,
great. And so you mentioned the Wausau Chemical relocation. What's kind of the date that got set tonight and approved this evening for?
Sure. So yeah, we set a December 31st kind of deadline to ensure that all the properties are transferred. We know that some of the properties will be transferred potentially before that as part of an agreement with Bridge Community to ensure their expansion and project can move forward. But the main site, the main warehouse building on River Drive, we expect it to transfer obviously in December. Their new facility is essentially complete. If folks are out by Highland and Innovation Way, they can see the new Wausau Chemical facility, a major expansion obviously over their current facility, and paying a lot more taxes, which all makes it possible, obviously. So we're excited to see them relocate, open their new facility, and then we'll be RFPing their current facility for proposals, shortly.
And with the parcel that is going to be RFP'd, what was the concerns with the language of the RFP as it currently is right now?
No, well, this is just a draft, so I think we added some additional language tonight from the committee with their feedback, about they wanted to include some language about environmental testing and things that have been done at the site. The site is a brownfield, not because of Wausau Chemical's presence, but historic presence. This is part of a broader Superfund site in that area, which the city is well aware of, and there has been extensive environmental testing done over the years, on that property to understand the dynamics. I think, as folks know, almost every parcel on the riverfront is a brownfield site or was a brownfield site at one point. That's true of most old cities in Wisconsin where you had an industrial past. We led, obviously, the redevelopment and remediation along the East Riverfront where all the river life projects are now, and we'll continue to see that process forward on these additional properties as well.
And when do you expect that RFP language to be finalized and then released for
Sure,
bids?
I think they wanted it back in September, so September 3rd we'll be back to review the RFP, and then we'll probably be releasing it, approving of the release that night, and then have it due perhaps in December or early January or something like that. Usually we like to give, you heard the feedback tonight, to give proposers enough time to put together their project or their vision, but we also want to move as quickly as possible because we do want to see what potential there might exist there over the next couple months. Demolition contractors are already started in the former Great Lakes Cheese building, so they will be demolishing those buildings, and we obviously want to see the property redeveloped as soon as possible.
Anything else?
No.